So it's about 8 or 8:30 p.m. here on Friday, April 27th, I assume. And my wife and I, we went all the way down to Lampasas, Texas, to buy a herd of sheep. And the gentleman there he's doing basically what I'm doing. The only thing really different than what I do is he likes to bale hay, and he'll take the sheep that aren't doing too good in terms of parasites, and he'll give them some anti-parasitics. He says that's about 2% of the flock. He has like 300 sheep there. So I'm going to buy 50 of the ewe lambs from him at a good price, and he said he'll bring it up and deliver it for the cost of fuel, which I think is just an amazing deal. Yeah, so we left our house about 7 o'clock, and we got back about 8 o'clock p.m. I was planning on just spending an hour down there with him, but he showed me his pen system. I asked him tons of questions about managing sheep, and he just had tremendous insight and expertise that, you know, I should probably pay him to give me a lecture or something like that. But, you know, Rammy's a bit bloated. I didn't realize it was bloating. I just thought he was eating a ton of food, but when I feel him, his belly's really tight and big. That's not good. So my neighbor called me and said, hey, you shouldn't be feeding warm milk to your sheep. She just found out from her friend. And I'm like, oh. So I listened to her little spiel, and she said, if your sheep do get bloating, you got to put them on water for a few days. So I give Rammy a bottle full of water. He drank it down like it was milk. And I could feel his belly get smaller in my arms. So I think it's already having a medicinal effect. But what happens is the sheep, wow, Bailey just ate all that food. I guess she wasn't eating the food that was out here for her. So what happened was the sheep, they don't like the calves. Normally what they do is they drink a bunch of milk, and then they wander off, and they come back a couple hours later and drink a bunch more milk. The sheep are quite different. They stay with their mamas, and they just kind of nibble at the milk a little bit, take a mouthful or two here or there. And so their digestive system is a little bit different than a cow's in terms of how they process milk. And so the recommendation that my neighbor told me was, you got to feed not cold milk, but like, you know, tap water, you know, milk. So probably around here, that's about 70 degrees, 60, 70 degrees. So it's probably room temperature milk. So feed room temperature milk. Now, I think I dodged a bullet, because we would warm up the milk, do our chores, and come out here, and by the time it was time to feed the lambs, the milk was already room temperature, right? So that's that. So I think we dodged a bullet there. The other two lambs are at home. They're fine. They don't have any bloating at all. So we're going to try to do more often smaller feedings with lukewarm or room temperature water. So Hindungi nutmeg yet again. They escaped the ranch. They went home. So I took them back and I tied them up again. I think they're going to have to stay tied up forever. I can't take them off. I think I know where they got out and how they got out. But the problem is that's the gate to my neighbor's back 20. And unfortunately, that gate is not really something I can seal for dogs and have it work. So they got to stay on a rope. So I got to figure that out, which is fine. They're not allowed near the sheep anyway. So when the sheep are grazing near where I keep them, I'll just put up a fence between them and the sheep. Hindungi's banned because Hindungi treated a lamb like a little toy, and he thought it was just a great game, and he wanted to play tug of war with it. And then Nutmeg is banned because I think she was skinning the tails and chewing on the flesh, you know. Ever since I took them two off, I haven't seen any issues with tails being bitten. And then Snowball's banned. He's over there. He's outside the wire because he was sniffing the sheep, the lambs, and the mama sheep decided to headbutt him to tell him to get out of the way. You know the way mama lambs do. It's a gentle headbutt at first. Oop, the rain's coming. And then Snowball decided that was a challenge to his authority, and so he tried to assert dominance on the sheep. And he has enough experience with sheep to know that they do not submit. So he kind of went from you will submit to attack mode in a matter of seconds, Thankfully I was standing right there, so I was able to get Snowball off. Now, I can't go without dogs in this pasture. They do serve a valuable purpose, but they're not allowed near my sheep. So right now the rain is coming down hard all of a sudden. I'm gonna wrap it up. Guys, have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.